The UK car market is being flooded by Chinese cars. It's not a rumor. It's not a conspiracy theory. Chinese brands have already grabbed a massive slice of the British EV market. BYD alone has seen its sales explode from a few hundred to thousands of units in record time on UK streets. But here is the problem nobody wants to tell you. Not every Chinese car deserves your money. Some of them deserve a warning label. The ecosystem that is revolutionizing the British market is also producing some of the worst investments a UK driver could possibly make. So today, we are doing both sides of the story. First, the 5 Chinese cars you must avoid in the UK at all costs. Then, the 5 Chinese cars that are embarrassing European automakers right at this very moment. Stay until the end, because number 1 is going to redefine everything you thought you knew about electric cars. Number 5. iWay's U5. Let's start with a case that feels straight out of a corporate horror book. iWay's arrived in Europe promising a competitive electric SUV to rival the Volkswagen ID.4. In practice, the company recorded single-digit sales per month in crucial European markets during its financial crisis, and owners discovered something terrifying: a support network that practically evaporated. Software updates? Delayed. Spare parts? Hard to find. The DVLA has your registration. The dealership took your money, but the automaker barely has a presence. It's like marrying someone who disappears right after the wedding. Number 4. GDUM Aura Funky Cat, Aura 03. This is a case of brilliant marketing with questionable execution for the British reality. The Aura Funky Cat arrived in the UK with an adorable retro design, priced around $32,000. Deem wanted to position it as the Chinese Mini Cooper. The problem? The real-world range on British roads fell far short of expectations, especially during the harsh UK winter. The boot is tiny, the software is intrusive, and the model suffered drastic price drops by dealerships trying to clear stock, destroying the resale value for early buyers. Guam tried, but in the UK, style without efficiency simply doesn't hold up. Number 3. Skywell BE11. Here is where things get serious. The Skywell BE11 received brutal reviews from the British automotive press, with the Telegraph and What Car pointing out fundamental flaws in an SUV that tried to charge a premium price. Why? Vague steering. Suspension that suffers on the uneven conditions of British roads, and a complicated, frustrating infotainment system. But what truly destroys the Skywell BE11 isn't just what happens when you drive it. It's trying to justify the investment. For a very similar price, established brands like Hyundai deliver far more refinement with the Kona Electric. Buying an unknown car with poor dynamics in the UK is not buying a car. It's buying a liability. Number 2. MG ZEES. Attention, this is not the innovative electric MG we will talk about later. The Petrol MG ZEES has been the protagonist of something shameful. The Driver Power Survey, one of the largest car owner satisfaction surveys in the UK, has placed versions of this SUV among the least reliable cars on the market. Chronic build quality issues, infotainment systems that constantly freeze, and an engine that drinks a lot and delivers little on British motorways. The UK's consumer champion, which constantly warns about models that look cheap at the dealership but hand you the bill at the garage. Confusing MG's older petrol lineup with their new EVs can cost you dearly. Number 1. Evergrande Honky/collapsing corporate brands. This is the most brutal scenario possible for an owner. Imagine paying thousands of pounds for a vehicle, and in a matter of months, the automaker's holding company financially collapses. No guaranteed long-term support, no certainty for parts, no security updates for the digital systems. The collapse of the Evergrande Group, with debts in the region of $300 billion, showed the world the real risk of buying from manufacturers that pump billions into the automotive sector without solid experience. And this is an active warning for the UK today. Before you buy any car from a new Chinese brand, check. Do they have an established after-sales service? Do they have parts on British soil? If the answer is I'm not sure, walk out of the dealership immediately. Okay, you could feel the weight of that. System failures, killer depreciation, corporations at risk leaving your car's future uncertain. But here is what the Western media doesn't quite tell you. The exact same ecosystem that produced those disasters is also producing cars so good that the CEOs of Volkswagen and Stellantis are losing sleep. It's not dramatic exaggeration. It's a fact. So turn the page, because now we're getting to the side you will want to see. Number 5. Xpeng G6. Xpeng is still a novelty to many Brits. Their mistake. The Xpeng G6 arrived in Europe with a surgical proposition, ultra-fast charging technology, 800V architecture, absurd efficiency, and an aggressive price point around the 40.00 mark. Euro NCAP gave the G6 5 stars. No compromises. They are offering the technological level of a Tesla Model Y for a lower price, and with an interior finish that makes many German SUVs look cheap. Watch out, Volkswagen. Xpeng has landed, and they know exactly what they are doing. Number 4. Omoda E5. The Omoda E5 is proof that Chery has learned exactly what Europe wants. Starting around $33,000 in the UK for the electric version, the E5 has entered a highly competitive bracket. The car delivers a 7-year warranty and an interior with a curved dual screen and soft-touch materials that humiliate rivals, costing thousands of pounds more. Instead of focusing purely on digital, they kept essential physical buttons, proving they studied the complaints of European drivers. Omoda is rapidly building dozens of sales points across the UK. They aren't just playing at exporting, they are building a real operation. Number 3. By Dolphin. Want to know what truly terrifies legacy brands in the UK? It's the car the average British buyer can actually afford. The By Dolphin starts at just over $26,000 in the UK. For that price, you get Byde's revolutionary blade battery, a heat pump as standard, and surprising interior space. Which has praised the value for money of Byde's EVs in the British market. For context, an equivalent Vauxhall Corsa electric starts significantly higher and uses older battery technology. Byde is not just competing, they are stealing the hatchback buyer that Europe thought belonged to them. Number 2. MG4 EVE. If there is one car that single-handedly redefined what a British buyer expects from an EV, this is it. The MG4 EV starts around $26,995 in the UK. With rear-wheel drive, perfect weight distribution, and driving dynamics that Auto Express and Top Gear described as genuinely fun, words rarely associated with cheap electric. Cars. The VW ID.3, which was supposed to be the electric Golf, can cost between $5,000 and $10,000 more depending on the version, and doesn't even offer the same agility as the MG4. Volkswagen built decades of reputation. MG shook it with a calculator and engineering focused on driving pleasure. Number 1. Byde Seal. Stop. Pay attention. Because this car is not just the best Chinese car in the UK. This car is one of the best electric saloons in the world. Period. The Byde Seal arrives in the UK in the $45,000 range. What do you get for that? An odd version that goes from 0 to 62 mph in 3.8 seconds, an interior finished with quilted leather and acoustic double glazing. The blade battery integrated directly into the car's chassis spotter, improving rigidity and safety. And 5 stars in the Euro NCAP. For brutal context, the BMW i4 M50, its performance rival, costs tens of thousands of pounds more. The Tesla Model 3 does not possess the same level of acoustic insulation and refined interior materials. BYD has secured massive sponsorships in European football, built its own fleet of cargo ships, and is erecting factories inside Europe. They are not trying to enter the market. They have already entered. And they are taking control. The BYD seal is not a future threat. It is a present-day humiliation. The UK rewards research and punishes blind faith. There are Chinese brands that will vanish before your warranty expires, and cars that will melt your money in depreciation. And there are Chinese cars that are literally redefining what it means to own an accessible, premium EV in the UK. The difference between having a nightmare or the best car of your life isn't where it was made. The difference is your research. If this video blew your mind, hit the like button right now. Leave a comment telling me which of these 10 cars surprised you the most. It could be the failure of the iWays or the sheer power of the BYD seal. I want to know your opinion. And subscribe to the channel, because here, we don't sell fantasies. Here, we tell you the truth. Catch you next time.